on board. Farewell. That does it. They didn't choose... Okay, so it can't get planeswalkers. That's gonna really sting them in the butt. Hello and welcome to the channel if you've not been here before. Today we're looking at Nissa, Ascended Animist, and I think we have a crazy power level alert going on here because she's nigh unstoppable at 5, 6 or 7 mana, which are the variables you can cast her at essentially, and anything in between. Her -7 is a creative behemoth on a stick, which means win con essentially. -1 is legit, it can deal with lots of problematic rocks and so on and so forth, but strangely her +1 feels like her bloomin' her ultimate, because making 7/7s alone, even a 5/5 just by ticking up, is kind of absurd. This is a stupidly powerful planeswalker, and I don't really know how she's not really hitting the meta. Like, I'm not seeing her being used in the meta. She's super strong. The shell is basically a little bit Nissa tribal. I mean, there's only 3 Nissas in the format, so you've got Who Shakes the World and Vital Force, so these are really powerful to just pad out the deck with any proliferation plans you might have. And we've got a very similar shell to the Zoe Control video I did, where you've got the, just basic creatures where you can double the power with stuff like Unnatural Growth, Staff of Completion. It's just incredible in any deck that uses counters of any kind. It just does everything. And if you can ramp Nissa out by turn 4 or even 3 potentially, then you're probably going to win the game, because dealing with this is really hard for a number of reasons. Green's really good at protecting planeswalkers because you've got the best creatures in the game are in green essentially. Early threats, big threats. And when she comes down, she can protect herself. And even if they kill this, you've still got yourself a huge creature, even for the raw cost of, let's say you pay 5 to get, 4/4, 5/5 is still really good. So, yeah, pretty short deck tech because it doesn't really need much introduction. It's mono green, fun, stompy deck. These are the kind of decks I like to make videos of. And the deck list will be in the description below if you want to check it out. Don't forget you can like and sub to the channel and hit the bell notification to get the latest updates on when my videos release. That really helps the channel more than you think, because the quicker you watch the video, the more YouTube thinks, oh, this video is really good. And also, if you could take a look at my donations page below, Ko-fi donations page, to donate any amount. And also you can become a channel member. Some of the perks of that membership are really good, because if you paid the right threshold, you can get videos made on the channel, and you can also play me as well and be featured on the channel if you want to. So check out that's the YouTube membership tiers. So let's get into the video. Here we get to go first. We've got the Llanowar Elves in our starting hand. So this is living the dream, isn't it? This is probably when the opponent just concedes before the match begins. Okay, let's see if they have the removal. If they don't, we're going to have Set the Worlds on turn 2, which is just brilliant. Or we've got the Augurs, so we can play lands off the top. Either way. Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, Cat. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, let's get the lands out first. We get a card as well. Staff of Completion is pretty good. So we can go for the Garruk in the next turn, which is going to give us blockers. And the blockers are great because they're an Aristocrats build, so they're going to have lots of creatures here. Blood Chief's Thirst. Okay, fair enough. They stop our Reign of Terror. I guess we'll still go for the Garruk though. We've got double their mana. Okay, 2/4. I guess the Elk's good enough here, because we can chomp block if we need to, and then if we want to later we can get some lands, which is exactly what we want to do. If we get the Vorinclex out, it's going to be incredible with the Nissa. So even if they kill this, they'll still only deal 1 to Garruk. Okay, they don't have the kill spell. Land is great. Let's go for another creature.
This is my territory.
And we go for the uncommon here. I think it's a good window for Nissa as well. We lose some life, but getting a 2 for 1 threat is kind of crazy. And this gets stronger as well, so they're going to need a very good response from their side of the field to deal with ours. We have 5 things out. They haven't given up, so they probably have some kind of kill spell. The Field of Ruin is completely immobilized because we don't have any non-basic land, so it's pretty good to leave that as a colourless. So the Garrett gets killed, which is sad, but we have far better things to do here. Like making more huge creatures, which is crazy. Go for the Augur. Play some lands off the top, which is exactly what we want to see. And now we can play creatures off the top as well. Swing with all, and we'll leave that back because they will probably just block with the Morbid Opportunist anyway. So the fact they're blocking... So they basically want to draw a card with the Opportunist, which makes sense. Interesting that they didn't want to deploy the Elas Ilk. I guess they needed to stop the Garrick, right? That makes sense. That actually does make sense here. Here comes the Elas. She has Death Touch, so blocking will be a potential. Unlikely, considering that it gains them life. Springleaf Drum can gain them a bit more mana if they need to here. Question is, do we want to ramp, or do we want to use the Ooze to exile the cat? More mana means we can do more things. But then it's an extra body, isn't it? Which means that Nissa actually gets stronger with her ult, so I think we'll leave that on the field. Yeah, leaving the Dawn Treader Elk as a threat rather than a forest is probably more important here. Play the land. Signet on top. We could just go for Vorinclex and absolutely just demolish him, I suppose. And now the Scavenging Ooze gives 2 cats to itself as well. Okay, let's go to combat. Let's leave the admin creatures back. It's a pretty awesome attack. That's... In fact, maybe I should have attacked with the others. So the Death Touch will be dealt with by the Vorinclex. Sorry, the Eleazil Core. But we kill their strategy card, and this is the linchpin of the whole deck, you see. So, not too bothered about this. Also, next turn we can -7 Nissa to just annihilate them. So, it's not really great for them. That's interesting. So, we can just use Scavenging Ooze, but we... Okay, we've got our own creature, so that's going to go up to 5. So that didn't really pan out for them, unless I got a board wipe here. They're going to draw a card. What's going to be great for them? Languish won't do it. Extinction Event would be pretty damn good, but it gets rid of their token. Not sure what else they can do, to be honest. If they can't stop the Nissa, then they're just screwed, because this gives trample. So this is essentially a win con by itself. And that's why she's so powerful. She literally makes armies. Interesting. So when that dies, drain 2. But death... death happens after damage, and damage would kill them before the trigger. Gotta turn a bond to. I really don't think that's going to help them, to be honest. Any blockers they get rid of is just foolish here. Okay. To be fair, that's a pretty funny ending. Yeah, there's no way they can come back from this. Touche. And, are we going to get roped? It's always interesting when people stay behind, because, just a bit of time wasting, isn't it, really? Bit of time wasting. If you weren't aware, by the way, that Wizards have just added an update, so you can now choose your preferred land. So if it drove you mad before to select your favourite land, now you can just select one to take with you throughout your deck building, and it just makes it a much nicer experience overall, in addition to the 83 damage we just inflicted, or more actually. Okay, opponent goes first with Humongous Planeswalker Kaya. Let's keep this. We've got the Elvish Mystic turn 1, which is always good. Alternate artwork. If they resolve their Kaya, they probably have a good chance of winning, because they can just exile our lands killing the Mystic. Always rough to see that, but they have to do it. It has to be done. They could have another kill spell here as well. I suppose each spell they use to kill our thing here means one fewer spell to help get Kaya out, so we shall see. Broken Bond is probably pretty good against this guy. Okay, so more kill spells, but as I said, kill spells, it means less ramp. Take that guy out. But attack land into play, pretty successful. Next turn we could legit just go for Nissa. Reckon a Bank Buster. And they're probably just going to draw a card there. Tell you what we can do is we can just straight up kill the Bank Buster and avoid any further attacks and draws from this guy, because that's very powerful. So yeah, let's take care of it, because we never know if they're just going to play a creature and crew it. And also it makes a 1-1 eventually, so let's get rid of that. If they do kill on us here, we might even just bring it back with this one. We'll see how they do it, if at all, here. They're going to seek a card with a gate, okay. They spend the whole turn doing that, it's fine by me. So, let's tick up. Make a dude. I guess we'll go for another Nissa. And then slam for 5? That's quite a hefty smash, I have to say. And we can already get this to ultimate if we really want to. Okay, so they're going to be able to go for the Kai the next turn. They are ramping like no man's business. Yeah, I think the ultimate is going to be how we win this game, because if they're going to draw cards, then so are we. So we get 3 for us here, and that equates to 3 cards being drawn as well. So in a way, it's like drawing 6. As if that's an option. Do you want to draw a card? Okay, yeah, let's go for the Defiler. So the board wipe here, it's going to be kind of bad. We could, 3, 4, 5, we could just kill the Hedron Archive, though. Yeah, let's take them off that. Because we're not just thinking about the short term here. Yes, they can cast the Kaya here, but if we get rid of the rocks, then, you know, it's going to slow them down in future turns. So they kill the Defiler, they get Defiler. But it will be a 1-1. But we can deal with that, so it's not too bad. Don't forget we can draw cards with lands. Werewolf Pack Leader, okay. So the thing is, they've made their Kaya very vulnerable, because we can just give something... No, we can't give something trample this, can we? We can have this fight, so they lose the Kaya. I wonder if they quit. Pretty brutal, to be honest. So now we can finish off the Kaya. And we could just be really mean with Nissa and just kill the Celestis. I mean, even... This is such a good match for the minus. Anti-control tech. So now she costs 9. It's going to take them an absolute age to get that out again. Garrick's Uprising, fantastic. And we get to play the Werewolf Pack Leader, which lets us draw even more cards. Can they come back with this? Obviously, a Farewell would be pretty powerful, but that's where our emblem is going to push us back in, because we've got 2 lands equals 2 cards. Grim Tutor. Farewell could very well be on the books, to be fair. Well, yeah. So they don't have to show us what it is. They lose 3, get to 14. We can swing in for at least 6, 7, 8, maybe. We'll draw a card from the attack as well. The Uprising would draw us cards if we made 4 4s with the Nissa, but that's not currently a possibility, seeing as she's a... Path of Peril, okay, fair enough. They go for something cheaper, but instantly effective. Okay, let's get another creature. So they've played a lot of board wipes. Go for the Territorial Scythecat. Not so great early on, however, it's going to get bigger when we play lands, so that's useful. Do we want to go for the Augur? No, I don't want to play the Augur here. Because they'll probably want to wipe again, because we're making so many creatures. Even though they're small, we're still threatening the life total. 4 into 13, it's not going to take long. 3 or 4 hits from both of those if they survive. And also Augur is a really good card to recover after a wipe because you can rebuild your field. Mind Stone, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we might want to look into killing that. Oh, they're going to kill the Uprising. That's sad. So now they've deployed a creature, I feel slightly safer to deploy my own. Gingerbread Cabin gives us a food. Yeah, let's slow them down again, because if we kill this rock, it will take them yet another turn to get Kaya out. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that is true. If we go for the... Okay, so Battle Mammoth on top, we're going to be able to draw that. Get quite a few triggers here. And yeah, let's go for the Mammoth. Fully cast there. Probably should have done that first, to be honest. That was a silly mistake. And yeah, we will swing with both. Might as well. If they block, they have a board wipe. Okay, so they could just potentially have a board wipe here. Because Loran is a way to draw cards. Or no. Interesting. Okay, so I'm sensing another board wipe, which is making me feel a bit sad. But otherwise they would have quit, right? That's the logic. If it isn't, they're dead. Oh, so they're still dead because they can't block. Oh no, sorry, that destroys all creatures if it's 5 or more. Okay. Touche, touche. So, let's make another blocker. I see if they've got 6 in effect here now. Crazy. That's quite concerning in some ways. Go for the Garrick's Uprising. And we'll make a blocker. So we can't block them all. Death Touch. Guess we'll gain some life. Although it's not going to matter because they've got Infect. So let's draw another card here. Essentially. Every land we play. Oh, an Aronis. Not the most effective, but it's a blocker for the Infect. And we get to draw a card or two. And a Tyvar Stan as well. Okay, so we pass a turn. They've got 3 attackers, which means we can't save. We could be losing 1 Planeswalker here. And we have a really good answer for the minus because we can give any of our creatures in fact. Now, this is actually really powerful because if they had this, all the creatures would be 2/2s. So pay 0 and give this hexproof. Wow, that was very clutch hexproof there. I think that may have changed the course of the game because that would have been able to kill both of our Planeswalkers. Because they would have had double power and only 1 attack would have been enough. But yeah, that was very lucky. Okie dokie, putting us first with Kodai, Soul of Kamigawa. Starting hand is very slow, I don't really want to risk that. This is slightly better. So they can make something indestructible when it comes in. And what kind of deck is it going to be? Probably Shrines build. It's quite common to see that. Although saying that, could be anything to be perfectly honest. Next turn we Cultivate. Yeah, see, if we had gone first, this would have been mad because we would have had Garruk or Questing Beast on the nearby turn. Midnight Clock, more control strategy maybe? I don't want to go for Titania yet because if they have board wipe, it just cancels our field. We want to diversify the threats. If there's something you learn from my channel, it's that sentence. Diversifying your threats means don't just put all your eggs in one basket. Don't just have all creatures. Don't just have all enchantments or all artifacts because if someone wipes them all, you're screwed. They are ramping hard. What the heck are they going to have? See, when people ramp this hard, every turn makes me immediately think, ooh, Ulamog, Emergent Ultimatum, you know, scary stuff. And being mono green, not much we can do against that, sadly. Not much. I mean, we can slow them down, I suppose. Kill one of the rocks. That's always a good thing to do. Kill the clock. People rely on that quite a lot. And yeah, I guess I'll attack. I mean, I'm scared of something with haste, but I'm probably more scared of combo cards, really. 3, 5, 6 mana. Do we just kill that rock as well? I think we do, you know. Anything to disrupt them is going to be really useful here. Tapping for blue. Okay, so then we'll go to combat. So that means they'll lose the blue mana unless they want to spend it here. See, it made them do something. And although we missed out on a haste attack, it meant that we're going to see what they do before we deploy more creatures, because they could have had a counter or something. 1 blue open, what's it going to be? 4, 5, 6. Curious. Blink of an eye, they're going to bounce the Scavenging Ooze. I mean, that's fine with me, I think. So, okay, go for the Garrick. We can make
a good head on those shoulders. For now.
Something in our hand a bit cheaper. No, I'd rather get just some creatures or something.
The trail is fresh.
So the squirrel gets bigger over time. Let's go for that. And then if we go for 2 creatures, it might make them use a board wipe here, which is fine with me. Get the board wipes out, or they could just play, I don't know, any of the ultimatums and make me sad. Hieroglyphic Illumination. What is this? Is this a mono blue? No, it's not mono blue. It's Simic at least. What are they looking at? A way to destroy a permanent? So the more removal they use, the less mystery there is in the hand, which is fine by me. Against a control-y deck. Braid. Okay. It's fine. A braid. It's just an abrade. What we're going to get here. Uprising. Always good. Draws us more cards. Cannot complain about that. Getting a non-creature from Garrick is pretty strong, considering, you know. We've got 7 mana. What if we went for Vorinclex here? Maybe we should save that for later on, shouldn't we? We'll go for Questing Beast. Let's keep it simple, because Vorinclex is 6 damage. They don't know is just could just come out of nowhere. And then into the north, I think. We don't want to, again, it depends on the turn, but we don't want to overcommit too much of the board. Swing for 8. So we basically have lethal on board, but they don't know it, because the Vorinclex is plus 6 damage, which means we have 16 damage on board. Farewell. That does it. They didn't choose. Okay, so it can't get Planeswalkers. That's gonna really sting them in the butt. That is really bad for them. Okay. Go for the Ranger class. So I wonder if they have another board wipe in their hand. Yeah, I always forget Fair One doesn't get Planeswalkers. So they want another board wipe, or they're just screwed. Do they have one? Crux of Fate. Day of Judgment. Looking at our field with the intensity of a wasp on a summer's day. They're looking at all of our things, but they only have 5 mana, which means it's not Casualties of War, and it's not Decimate, because Decimate is not in the format. But they are looking at what to kill. I mean, it's not really looking good for them, is it? They could kill our field, but we're still going to just make more things. They're going to copy the Vorinclex. Okay. And that's it. We gone and done it, guys. We gone and done it. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.